Today, I will be presenting an award of a Medal of Honor, but not no ordinary Medal of Honor. This goes out to the United States Marine Corps Medal of Honor. Now, before we get into our presentation, a Medal of Honor signifies someone who has created an act of valor, courageousness, putting their own life at risk. Now, for this Medal of Honor, it's a little bit different. He goes by the name of James Johnston. James Johnston was in a platoon shipped out to North Korea, but then ended up fighting in the Korean War. James Johnston showed numerous acts of valor, acts of service, and mostly acts of brotherhood. He was an example to the men. He was a great person, and I'm sure he's loved by most people here. One thing that I want to credit James Johnston for is putting his own life at risk. You see, James Johnston was a rifleman. He was stationed out in Korea with a platoon of 30 other people. What James Johnston did the night of the Korean War was something a lot of Americans would never do. James Johnston was alarmed. He was alarmed by fire and a bunch of Korean army flooding their territory, going to overtake their base. James Johnston only had a few seconds to make a decision. He gathered up his men, woke them up. He told them, I'm going to cover fire. You guys get to the top of the hill and get out of here. I'm going to make sure that they don't come over here and take you guys out in this base. In the moment, everyone was confused. They wanted to stay and help James Johnston. But James Johnston had other ideas. What James Johnston wanted to do was save other men instead of himself. They were outnumbered by multiple men. But by him sending cover fire and heavy artillery towards the Korean War and also their other enemies, it stopped them. And it also stopped them in their tracks enough so that the men of the bunker and the platoon could flee. Fortunately, the men survived. They got up to the hill and they got away safely. Unfortunately, James Johnston's life was took that day. In a courageous act, he held it down for a couple of minutes to let his men get away and put himself before him. Most people will never be able to do that. He fought as hard as he could, and he put up a good fight. And his men, I'm sure they're out there right there. I could see them right now. Would really appreciate it. To thank him one last time, I would like to present the Medal of Honor to James Johnston. Thank you.